This is Old Man PHP. I create PHP video tutorials for the old guys who want to learn a new skill and compete with the young crowd. This is video 65. Remember, this is not just for the old guys. I mean, this is for everybody, young, old, and man or woman. Okay, so anybody can learn from me. Before I talk about this Super Global, I wanted to mention this website. Remember this website that we created, which is the CRUD system, right? Or CRUD system, which means create, read, update, and delete from database type things. And I created a full-blown website, right, with all the little features that I know people, or I mean your potential client will ask for. So, but I mentioned also that everything is written within boxes, even though this kind of looks like boxes, but everything is written inside boxes. They're called divs, like this, divs, and then of course you put stuff in there, and then you close it up like that. And then within these things, I added classes. I mean, not classes, I added a style like this, because it does have classes that you create styles within. Those styles in the header element, you can actually put styles, and those rules with the dot, that means that it's a class. It will look something like this. And then you would say dot red, and then of course you go like this and you say, well, I want the color to be red. That means color of the fonts, right? And then what you do is you take this, right, like, and then you add it into your right here. You say class, like that. See, so you put it in here, but what I'm doing is I'm adding it over here. So if I said, let me see something. I go like this, and I'll take this like that, right? This shouldn't give you anything. This is the divs. Take this out, right? This is red, and over here we can also say, we'll say color red again, okay? In this situation, is always going to take this one. So if I took this out, kind of left it like this. Oh, wait a minute, I forgot to close it up. Like this, right? So if you do that, and you call it, why it gave me an error? What's 21 at? Oh, of course. DVD, you're not supposed to put that there, right there. Unless I echoed it. See how I made it red? But if I put back my styles, and then say color equals blue. Now remember, you saw it, okay, you saw it as red because I made it red. Why? Because I added a class which I called red here, and it has the rules. But in this case, I have the style sheets, that rule within, embedded within the div element, like this. So which would it take first? Would it still continue with red, or would it take this one? So what happens is, if you test it out, look at that, it took blue, because it always starts out that it always check to see if you got styles in your element. If you don't and you got class, then it uses this. If you don't have this here and it's sitting within a link, like a link like this, I'm going to call it file name .css, like this. Of course, don't forget that, right? If you do this, then that means this information you could take out and put it in this file. So when we take this out, it always do red. But because this styles is within the div, it's going to think, remember everything is stacked up, it'll do this one first, and then it'll go, oh, there's nothing here. Then it continues with being red. But if you did this happens to be purple, and you added this red, then it's going to take preference the red. Let's say if you opened up a file called CSS, and you added that the red, you're going to call it, you know, let's say if you change this to a purple, and then you put here purple, it's going to take whatever's in this file. But if you have red in this file, it's going to always use red from here. But if I change this inside, and I made this into, let's say, light red, I don't know if that's a real color right now, it'll take just this one. But because I have this one, see, it's stacked up. It goes, does this first, it goes, oh look, we have a style. We'll do this one next. I guess that's what they want. That's your updated one. Then it goes down the line and says, oh, wait a minute, this one has a style. We're going to do this one instead, which is why you got blue. Okay, just to let you know. Anyway, so what the purpose of me telling you this is because I added borders. Within this border, I kind of went like this. Border. And then I said I wanted 4 pixels because I wanted you to see it better. Then you could do dots and stuff, but this is solid. And then I added, I don't know, whatever it is that you add to something, like red, like this. And it'll take this instead. Let's see if it'll work. Well, it's going to work, but we have nothing. Oh yeah, there you go. So that's what I did, okay? Now the reason why I'm saying this is because remember this website? I took this website, added this kind of thing to it, to give you what boxes looks like within the website. So if you go like this, and there you go, you got your color. See, everything is completely colored. These are boxes on top of this red box. This yellow box is inside this pink box, and of course you got your blue box that goes around your little design, what is that, logo. Then of course you got a white box around the UL, the unordered list. Then within the LI you put another box, just so you can represent different menu options. And of course you got blue box for your banner. So what I did was I added that throughout because I wanted to show you that everything is written within boxes. All right, so let's continue with the this particular video, which is that one. Let's get rid of that. Matter of fact, let's add this because we're going to need this. That's it. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the dollar server, right? It's a super global variable. They are built in, right? They're always available in all scopes. You got your outside scope, and of course you got your functions, right? A, B, C. That's an inner scope for this. This is all considered outer scope. This is an inner scope. And if you put in another one, another function, this is the inner scope and this is the outer scope. This is the inner scope, and this can read, this dollar server can be read. So if you put it here, it can be read within all of them. Okay, in all scopes. Okay, and we talked about the scope in some past video. I remember that. It was just short, but because we were doing something else, and that particular global variable came up, or it was another global variable. And I also mentioned that you know, that they can be read in all scopes. All right, so what happens is it's an array, right? The dollar server. I'm going to show you later why I say that, but it's an array, and you call the different. Like I said, it's an array. You remember the arrays when you create an array? It's like this. Then you create an array like this. Remember that? See how you got your little brackets? This becomes the bracket. So if I did this, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that, and I wanted to read my dollar my array like this, and I wanted to read this one, I just put here 0, 1, 2, and you go like this, you save it, and you get your 3, right? Because it's an array. So when this is created, it's created as an array, and you can get those array, those numbers, those little names, I call them variables inside there. It kind of reminds you or me of the associated array. Remember the associated array when you create? Let's go back. Like right here, this could be associated array. We could say 1 like that, and then go like this. That's one associated array. Then you could go like this. 2. That will be the next one. But I'm gonna, let's just get rid of this because I really don't care. This is 2 arrays, and told you how do we read this? We don't do it like this anymore, right? Because you get it, but you get this. But if you also, this also is because of this, right? Because it's 0. So what you do is you go like this, like that, and it gives you 1. I mean, this could have been anything, right? Like A, B, C, whatever. But see, this is how it's called. But in the dollar, in this particular case, it does an array. You go like this, and then you add the, what is it? PHP underscore self. That's one of them, right? Let's get rid of this. Let's echo this. I don't even think you don't even need to echo that, but you know, just to keep it everything uniform, gives you what this particular file is, which is this one right here. All right, so that's a variable that's inside. So now this is not assumed that every web server will provide similar information, because a lot of web servers is just different. It depends on what the webmaster is doing. But rather than some server not include stuff, but you know, basically it will. Everything that the dollar server is because it's part of the PHP. It will include it. People turn it off and on, but that's okay. So this will provide similar information like headers and paths and file names, which this was one of them. Yeah, scripts, location. I mean, it can provide you with a lot of different things, and where your script is. So here are some basic properties that I want to show you. So let's get on with it. Now this is set by the web server, remember that. And it also depends on the webmaster. You can turn it off, turn it back on. The reason why I say that's because I kind of did that, you know. But yes, I also was a web master because I controlled a lot of different things. And when I was a project manager, I took care of the web stuff. Yeah, meaning that installing Apache, the whole works, the whole thing, IIS, the whole, you know, everything that a webmaster does, everything that a project manager does, I did it. All right, let's get back. Okay, there are some basic properties, but basically they got some normal ones that you would normally use, right? Like little ones, it's like about 5 or 6 of them, but really they got a lot of them. And you're not going to use all of it, but I'm going to show you several different ones. Then I'm going to show you how when you print an $server global super variable, it will give it to you. Remember, I just mentioned as an array. I'm going to show you how that looks. Okay, so bear with me. That will be towards the end. Right now, I'm just going to give you individual. All right. So let me see. Here's a way that you can find the file name of your current, which I just showed you, right? A script, but you can kind of matter of fact, let's see if we can add it. Let's add some stuff so that way you can have it. This returns the file name. I guess that would be good to say of the currently executing script. Okay. Script. All right. So then we're gonna say we're gonna apply. Why don't we apply colors too? So we'll we'll give it to you like this in black, and then we'll give you the colors like this. Okay. Let's just do that. So remember on the other last few videos we talked about HTML, how we got the paragraph, which is the P element. I'm going to show you right here. Let's go P. Then we're going to say styles. Remember, we just showed you that. And we're going to say, let's do it this way. And in this particular case, I want it like this. And then we're going to add this. And then it will be this. Man, I hate when that happens. Dot. Then how about if we just add a dot br like that. And then within here, what we want color, right? Remember we mentioned color. That means the color of the fonts. And I want it in red. So if I want it like this, so we save it. Let's run it. It'll give it to you like this. I figured I'd do it like that, so that way if you wanted to kind of stop the video after I've got a whole bunch of them, you can kind of read it, write it. It depends on you. But I'll add this into some links so you can get to it. Why don't we add some space too? Because we're going to be doing, maybe we could just, well, we do have it in the back of those, so I guess we don't need to, because we have it over here. All right, so let's see what happens. So now, you know what we could do? We can also create an array with a different file name, and then use this particular global variable into an if statement. You can add it in the for each loop. Let's give it a shot. Let's do this. Let's say $my ARR found. I guess I can kind of do it like that. And instead of doing the square, instead of doing this, I can also do this. And you saw this already, right? And then within the array, we'll just say PHP test, PHP. What else do we have? We got call test PHP. All right, let's do that. Call test dot PHP. And how about if we add another one? Send data. Yeah, right here. Send a data. Send a data. Could be 100, could be thousands, doesn't matter. How about if we add these things too? Why not? All right, just to keep it because it means that it's going through. All right, so what we do is we're going to put a for. Remember how we used the for each? This time we're going to use the for loop. And we're going to add $I equals 0. We're going to say that $I is less than the count of this variable. So it will be like 1, 2, and 3, right? It's a count. Then we're going to put this, let me see, semicolon, $I plus plus, because you want to increase. What you want to do with it, let's open up the curly brace, and then we're going to put in a if statement. I'm going to say if, and in here we're going to say, let's put a space, $server PHP underscore self. Let's see. Oops. PHP underscore. So this is part of that, right? Let's see. So then we could say equals to whatever we find. So we're gonna say $my_arr found. And of course, we're going to check each of these guys. We're going to say $I like this. Should we put a space here? Sure, why not? Right? We're going to say that. And then over here, what we're going to do? We're going to do an echo. Echo, you are learning about PHP super globals. Basically that's it. So this belongs to that. What do you think? Any errors? I pretty much think, because I usually get errors, but that's okay, because you know why? We fixed them. Alright, let's do this. There you go. You are learning about the PHP Super Global. So what I would like to do, oh, you know, by the way, I forgot to mention here, this is open. This is why everything here, if I added 20 lines, it'll be all red. I forgot to close it. So what we're going to do is where are we? Right here. So we do, what's your piece? Oh, there you go, right here. So then we go like this. We got to close that P. Styles, that's okay. Boom, boom. There you go. And if it doesn't work, you can always put an else right in there. You know what I mean? There's another one that deals with, should we keep this here? Yes, why not? We'll do, there's another one called the gateway interface. It's I know you've seen it before. Even when I do that actual $server and print that out as an array that you're gonna see the list, you're gonna see something called CGI, and you've seen that a lot. I mean, it stands for Common Gateway Interface, right? And so although it's done by CGI, it's an interface that does this stuff. So what happens is it is an interface, right? And it tells like the web server how to pass data to and from your application. That's what that does. So background stuff, but at least you can see what version it would be. Normally, I normally see it like CGI. How's it written? CGI. 1x1 thing, 1.1 version. Has it changed now that I've noticed? No, I think it's pretty much 1x1. So that's a valid gateway interface, right? So following the, which I'm gonna do right now, I do want to mention one thing though. If the server does not contain the common gateway interface, how about we say CGI? It won't display anything, really. It won't display anything, but we're going to give it a shot. So again, we're going to say echo. We're going to say return. This is so you can have it. Returns the, look, I wrote it down, version of the common gateway interface. I'll put this in parentheses. CG. Close the parentheses. The server is using. And then, of course, we'll do this. Where is it? We'll do this one. Put that over here. And then we'll change this for, let's see, gateway underscore interface. Might not work, but let's see. Well, let's see. Let's save it. Check it out. Sure did. There you go. CGI. Pretty good, right? Pretty good. It also has this thing, this server global variable can actually give you the server's address. Returns the the IP address. You can do that. So we could do that by doing. How about if we do this one with space? It'll space it out anyway. So let's do this. Let's copy this whole thing. Put it in here. But no. Put it in here. And we'll say, what should we say? We just keep it simple. Returns the IP address of the host server. So we say, all right. Let's write this down. Server underscore ADDR, or is it DDR? Let me see. Let me just. It won't work. Oh no, it's the. It's just the ADDR. All right, I'll give it a shot. Let's see. Good. There you go. 124, man. Here we go. This is, I mean, we're going to see what this is and what this is using that server thing. But basically, it is actually 120.2.0.0.0. That's how it's run. I think if I could put it up here, I don't want to ruin this, but let's see. Do I see? Still, okay. 127.0.0.1. There you go. But it takes a while, so we're not going to do. There you go. That took too long. So we'll do the actual. See how it does that? So if you say localhost, then it's localhost. It's local hosts. Make sure it's spelled right. Okay. Hey, there you go. All right, man. So that gives you that. Oh man, let me get myself comfortable here. These chairs are they're no good. And I keep saying that I'm going to get one, but in the future. All right, man. So let's get the name of the server too, man. So let's see. I'll put this here. And we'll say. What? Let me see. Name. There you go. Localhost. So we say return the name of the host server. Okay, that sounds good. There you go. All right. It's not wonderful. Gives you all this information. You know, if the script is running on a virtual host, the name of the virtual host is set, and that's what you will get. But right now we're running on my local stuff. But if it was in the server, that would be the name that you would get instead of this one. All right, so let's cut and paste this stuff here. All right, let's bring this down. So what I like to do is on the web, right? There's let me see, the browser. Remember I told you the browser is its own entity, right? It's not like the way the old browser used to be. This browser has a compiler or interpreter built into it. It does a lot of work. You know why? Because when you run JavaScript, which is actually a full-blown JavaScript, it's a full programming language, and it sits on the client side, not on the server side. Server side is PHP and ISP and C, those are the server side stuff. But on the client side, JavaScript. But at one point it was stupid stuff like give me an alert box or just print some stuff. Now it does all kinds of stuff, calculations. I mean, it's a full-blown programming language. It's got functions, got closures, it's got a lot of stuff. But it also controls, it can also tell you what you're using. So if you're using, you know, like the common web browser like Google, like which is this one, mine's got a problem. I can't update it. The Google Chrome, it does the Mozilla, Firefox, and Safari. Then you got the O, which is the Opera. They all have their own thing. And a lot of times, a lot of those commands that you will use in your CSS, most of it, yes, works throughout all the browsers. It's just that some browsers might have one thing more better than the other thing, and might not even have everything that all browsers have. But that's changing. That's changing as we get new versions of stuff, of browsers. Everybody will be able to do all those commands, all those CSS rules for different things. Okay, so that basically is. So if it does exist, right, and I'm pretty sure it does, contents of the user agent header you will be fetched by this command, which I'm going to show you right now. It's called http underscore user underscore agent, because that's the agent. When they ask you what's the agent on your browser, they're talking about what is the agent, meaning what browser, Chrome, Opera, Safari, or IE, but that's going to be no longer IE. Don't use IE. That's going to, it's, I don't know if they're not using it anymore. It's not going to be supported. It's a piece of crap anyway. So don't use it, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. Let's see if let's run it. There you go. Gives it to you right here, Mozilla 5.0. Then it gives you these other things. You know, Intel, it's a Macintosh, because that's what I'm running at. And Apple WebKit, it has these WebKits like for different borders and stuff. This is special stuff that you do on the CSS. And of course, it tells you right here, right? Everything is here. Look, this Mozilla supports all these things, really. But at least you have it. So this variable, yeah, what are you gonna do? This let's write it up, right? Let's say, let's fix this. We're gonna say returns your, how about this? Your web browser, web browsers agent. Okay, so let's cut this place. So because you know why? I want to show you. What should we show you? Let's show you to return the server identification. I told you that. Let me see. Do I have it over here? Okay, right here. This is the web server, and I'm using Apache. This is your FTP, and this is the actual database. And this is how you stopped and started and network and the volume. So I want to check out what's the identification string for that. So let's see. We can say, how about we do this? Returns the server identification. I could have just said ID. A string, like let's do this. Apache, that's the name of it. Okay, now what's the version? Don't know. We're gonna find out right now. So what is it? We'll go here and we say server software. And that would do the job. Save it, run it, and there it goes. Returns the server identification string. Apache uses 2.4.26 sitting on the Unix. Remember, the Macintosh, the Apple system, the actual operating system, it says Linux, but it's based on Unix, okay? And Linux is Unix. So different versions of it, but it is. You got your OpenSSL stuff for it, but mine doesn't because I'm running on the local host. And of course, these are programs called the module program stuff that it includes, and then you got Perl, which is part of the Apple. Let's try this. Let's try this one. Let's copy this, and let's bring this up over here. And what we would like to do is return. Returns let's say the name and revision of the information protocol. Like HTTP, but we'll find out. Let's see. Let's say server underscore protocol, and let's see. Hopefully, give me a nice spacing. Boom, there you go. HTTP, because that's what we're using. HTTP. If this whole thing was in an HTTPS, you will see HTTPS right on there. That's very good, right? All right, so let's continue because we got a bunch of them. Let's put a space here so we can see it. How about we do if it works. The request method. So we'll say requests underscore method, and that fetches the request method used to access the page. Yeah, you know how you when you go like this, you run something and you hit it like this, it's actually requesting this information from the server, and then it brings it right back over here to your browser. So that's the request message, okay? Yes, you got request message like to request stuff in Ajax and all those other things when you're using scripts, but this one is also request because you're requesting, bottom line. You're downloading to your box. You're downloading to your browser. So let me see, what did we say? Did we say it already? I mean, protocol, no, we should say, what should we say here? I don't know. Let's request a timestamp. How about that? Stamp is a timestamp. Nah, you know, no, not. We could do this in a few seconds. Let's request. Return the request method. How about that? Method use to access the server. And then we say method request, save it, run it. There you go. Uses that. How about if we get oh man, let me take off my let's do this request. Let me see, we're gonna return the request. Let me see, the timestamp of the start of your request. You know, every time you go like this and you hit this and you hit the enter button, it'll know that it took a few seconds. Of course, we're not using this command. It's going to be called request put to time. And there you go, in time. It's just some weird looking way of counting time, because remember, this is in seconds. Real quick can happen. So, oh my god. So it returns a time such as like a weird number. What would you do with that? Probably could do a lot of things with it, but I got other ways of getting my time. Alright, so let's do a request. Let's require a let's get a string, right? Because we're sending strings. Let me see, like this right there, up there. So let's save this and let's put this. Man, I can't see well, man. I gotta get new glasses. So we're gonna request a query. Remember the query string? That's this stuff that you right here. Remember how we were running this stuff here, and I showed you that it has these kind of things. Remember, with the question mark and some kind of variable with some value. This is a query string. Okay, that's what that is. All right, so let me see. Query string. If the page is accessed via a query string. Alright, let's give that a shot. And then we're going to call this, oh man, query. This thing is killing my back. Sorry guys, I didn't mean to complain. Query string, doo-doo-doo. Let's save this. I think I spelled that right. Would it be an S? No, it'd be like that. And there we go. Code 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? That's what it said. Look, code 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are good things that you can use. You'll be able to use some of these things. You know what I mean? And if you save that into a file like query string.php, and if you add like a whole bunch of other stuff, it'll break that down for you too, and you can view it. Like it doesn't have to be just this. You can have, I think that when you do stuff like this, let me see. Let's go here and let's say error equals to 99. So if we hit it, there you go. See? You could put this into a variable, and then you could break it down using the exclude. Remember that one? All right, man. So let's continue. Let's get to, there's, you know, let me see what I wanted to say. Yeah, I got it. So if there's a thing, right, that returns the header from a current request, like the accepted request. Every time you do stuff like this, yes, you do a request, but it also talks to other things, and it gives you like a header like remember we showed you in Ajax, it gives you some kind of header request message, like telling you that it's accepted. Remember all those things? One day I'll bring it. I'm going to do a whole Ajax one thing, just Ajax. I'll add the PHP stuff and how it talks to PHP, not just get information from JSON. Okay. So this returns a header from your current request. So let's see. Let's copy this stuff, put it over here, and let me see, what should we write here? We should say returns the, I don't know, accept header. Is that maybe sure I say that? From the current request. Yeah. And then what is this called? Would it work? HTTP underscore accept. It's like, let me see that header request accept message. It's basically what this is saying. So we'll get that, save it, boom, and here it goes. Returns the accept header from a current request, and this is kind of what it looks like. If you see this, it's okay. Look, signed exchange, all kinds of stuff. This, I don't really know what this is, but look, it gives you images. It knows about these images. I mean, it does the cost. Gives you stuff about the accept. Look at this thing. This stuff. This browser does a lot of stuff, man. Got his own compiler. All right, let's do this. We got something to also, you know, like the character set. Let me see, does this show the character set? Tell you what, let me, I'm going to put a little dot over here because I want this thing to jump up a little bit. Let's see. No, gave me an error. So how about if I do this? Oh no, how about if I do this? Like that. That shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so it does that, right? So let's do this the accept. What is it called? We want to get. Should we change this? Yes, we should. Let's change this to return. I don't know. Returns the accept. Returns the accept character set, right? And what else should I say? Header from the current requests request save file. Okay. So then what we do is we go, and I don't think it's gonna work because I always have problems with because right now, let me see, over here we have this is English, right? This is the char set, and I also put it over here. So it's UTF-8, American, USA, okay. But sometimes I get a problem with this. How about if we just try it out anyway? And one day we can check out, when we check out later, why? Maybe it's not even in there. It's been on, let me see, char set, should at least give you something. I'll give you an error. Oh, yeah, there you go. What did I tell you? It'll give you an error. You know how you can get rid of this error, right? Oh, we can kind of put, well, I don't know if it didn't work for this one, but let's see. Oh, no, it does not like that. Remember how we did it the last time? I think we put it right here. Yeah, there you go. See how we got rid of it? It's just cool. We can leave it on, but next time, you know, you just take it out and find out why this stuff ain't working. All right, let's do this. Let's try for the other one. You know that UTF stuff that I'm talking about? That's this one. Where is it? This right here. You know, that's a variable length character encoding standard. It's basically what it is. It's used for electronic communications. It says 8 there. I don't know, would it would be 12? I don't know. But this is what we put in as your character. And then at the beginning of the HTML, you want to do, that's your character set, right? But in here, you want to do, I'll show you how you get this in the real, in one of those config file type things. Now, this is the language of the US, right? US, English, US. And this kind of corresponds to that kind of thing. Anyway, so let's get to the other one. Did I copy that? Sure did. All right, so well, that didn't work, right? So you know, you could write this in a different way in the right here. Let me see. Now that we're here, you could kind of, let's see. Let's copy this. I'm gonna put it over here. You can kind of get rid of all that. Like this. Doobie-dee-dee-dee, do like that. You can kind of do that. Oops. Wait a minute. Don't forget this. There you go. Instead of having all this set up, I guess I'm used to doing it. You can do this now because the new version, because of HTML5. You didn't have to do all this crap. And you don't even have to do this. You don't even have to use this. Trying to give it like this is like the most standard secure way to do, not secure way, but the most standard how you close it up. You don't need to do that. HTML5, but do it anyway. See, it's no problem. HTML5 is the best. It's one of those things that you actually should learn. But first, if you haven't done WordPress, and you know you're doing PHP. Do WordPress next because it is PHP, or if you haven't done JavaScript, go for JavaScript. But I think stick with PHP, WordPress, and later on you can do the JavaScript when you start getting to do little things. At least I provided a way for you to do your smooth scrolling and of course talking to the database, and of course communicating with your form, right? All this stuff. So you can take that and play around with that, but stick with PHP and maybe possibly go to WordPress because you can make a living with WordPress. You really could. It's a kind of own sense, just like jQuery. JavaScript has its own thing. Then they created a framework called jQuery, which is JavaScript. It's just, you know, making things a little easy for you to do, but you still have to learn it. Like Bootstrap, you know, you could do all that stuff using the regular CSS. but Bootstrap did it for a lot of stuff for you, so you don't have to do it. But if you read a Bootstrap file, you'll see that it's all CSS stuff. All right, and plus the JavaScript part of it too. It's just all JavaScript. All right, so let's see. What else do we got? We did this one. How about we? What did we do? Did we get the server name earlier? Let me see. Did we? Yeah, right here. I kind of went ahead of myself. Wanted to show you how to do the server name. So let's do the HTTP host, right? So we say, let me see, this returns the host header from the current request. Let's take this out because we want to see things. All right, let's do this. We're going to say HTTP. What is it? Right here. Hosts. I'm going to dump it too in a bit. There you go, right here. See this command, right? It gives you the domain name, right? To which the current request is being fulfilled, and it's more directly related to the request that we did, so that's why you get this. And this was sitting somewhere like in Apple or convert to WordPress.com. You will see convert to WordPress.com or Apple right here. So it's typically more useful in most applications, and that relates directly to the request if you have to deal with that kind of thing. All right, so the server name could return whatever value that's built into the config file. So that's why, even though you got this, where is it? Right here, the server name. Yeah, it gave you this, but this gave you even the ports. You know what I mean? And you can break this up too using exclude. You know what I mean? In case you need to know what this was. It depends on what's your application. So, as you can see, it's pretty good, So you get the name of the server, and then of course you get the ports. So let's continue. There's another one that's called, something before we do that. Let's do a dump. Let's check it out. Let's do var underscore dump. Remember that one? And we're going to put in this whole thing. So let's do this. Stick it right in there. Let's put a little space here so we can do it for later. HOBR, like that. Let's put a little space. Let's keep it together, like that. So let's run it. And there you go. It's a string, it's 14 character, and this is what it gives you. So it's a string. All right, let's continue. So let's copy this one. Let's bring it over here. Let's check out the referral. Remember, I always had that problem because I showed you to do this long time ago. But we're dealing with the actual PHP INI file. We couldn't get that part too. It's like for some reason it was missing. I don't know. And I'm just wondering if it was because I was doing it that way. Let's see. If anything, let me see. And so this can be used to, when I check this out, otherwise it won't work. This will be used to, like to get the current page URL, but I don't know. It depends on what it is. It might not be supported. I don't know. So how about if we just write down over here, returns the complete. I don't know. I don't think it's going to work because we always had that problem. We'll do it a different way to get those to get that information. Do it a different way. But let's see. How about if we say not reliable? You know what I'm saying? It's not reliable because not all user agents, which is called, you know, the browsers users, because supports it. Should I say that? Supports it. So who cares about that? Let's see. Let's make it work. Probably won't work. Yeah, what I tell you. No. Will not work. I suppressed the error by putting that thing on. All right, so let's do this again. Let's. We're gonna have to check that array that I was talking about. The server array that has all the variables in them with the values. I'll have to check that. Maybe it doesn't exist. I thought it did at one point. Alright, let's check out this other one called HTTP. Let me see, what should we do? What should we say? Take that out. I think we should say is the script query through a secure HTTP protocol. And then we'll put here HTTPS. This is okay. This is a way of check. Oh, hold on, let's take this out. This is a way of checking. We could do the if statement. Yeah, see, won't do it. Let's move this in there so we don't have to see that ever. Message. And what we do is we could kind of put, if not, how about that? If not this, something like this. If not this, you are not using a secure HTTP protocol. Be-do-dee-do-da. Alright, let's give that a shot, see if that works. No, it did not work. 14. Why? What did it say there? Oh. Doesn't like it this way? That's so good. Guess this is another way of doing it, maybe? No, it does not like it. I guess we will have to do, let's see what this looks like to me. If, did I spell that right? Maybe it's not working because I'm spelling it right. Yeah, it has the two things. This part will not work. Yeah, it won't work. Well, we can skip that part. I know that's a way of doing it. I've done it before. We'll do that in a little bit, if I can remember. Alright, so let's check to see. Wait a minute. Let's see if I dump it, would it give me something? Let's do a dump, see what it gives me. Let's do the Curiosity, kill the cat. No, there you go. It's a no. So if I did, if, man, it's kind of strange, right? If, let's do this, equals no, let's say you're not using a buddy. There he goes. That doesn't like, should I put a little, I'll give you some space. Let's do this quick. Hold on. Let's do this. Just so I could have a thing. All right. So that's just that other stupid thing right here. Which is such a weird thing. You know something? I got something. I bet you know we can get rid of that. Where is it? You are not using a secure. See? You'll get it. So what we do is if we don't want that, we just do this. Let's see. You are not using, and see, this is a way of doing certain things. Isn't that kind of cool though? And then from there you can do all kinds of stuff, basically, right? You can do whatever. I'm just giving you a stupid message. You can do a F too. Well, and what is it? The else or the else if. It depends. It depends on what you're doing. All right, man. That was cool. That was cool. See how we're doing? We're messing around. You're sitting right next to me. You're seeing what I'm doing. You like it? How do you feel? Oh, I'm so happy. I'm happy that you're learning. Very good, man. Very good. All right, let's continue. How about if we how about if we get the remote IP address? Would that be cool? So let's do this. Right? We're going to say returns the remote IP address. All right, we'll do it like that. How about that? Then we'll get rid of that. Then we're going to put here remote. This I haven't used. Or right now we're using my local host, but you know, there it goes. If this was sitting like somewhere else in my production server, you will see the whatever, some kind of number here. You know, like 125.54.15. And whatever. It'll be all the IP addresses of the remote mode. Isn't that cool? Isn't that great how you can get information? Yeah, maybe some things that I tried didn't work because we have to check. See, we're going to check by using this command. But we're not going to do it yet because I want to show the other one like this. See? If you did this, you'd be able to... What the... Let's do this. Put this in here like that. But I'm not going to run it. But let's keep it like this. Because I want to show you. So now we're going to do the remote. We already did... Oh no, we already did the remote. How about the remote host? How about if we check out the remote host? Let's do this. Alright guys. Can you tell me how it's done? Anybody? No? Alright, I'll tell you. It's done like this. Remote host. Simple as that. So we're going to say returns the remote host. Just keep it simple. So it fetches the name, right? And of your current page, you know. So let's just do it now. Let's see. By the way, that information, the host name, the lookups. It's inside this file called HT. This one's very tricky. You got to be very careful when you play around with this stuff. Like this. This is the name of the file. But don't mess with that, please, unless you really know what you're doing. Inside that, that's where all the configuration is. Alright, so I don't think it's going to work, to tell you the truth, because I get the address of the remote address. I will have to get a lookup file or a table to tell me where this remote address is coming from. Like, you can build it up yourself, but you want for the actual remote server to give you this information when you're running it. And I guess you could do this. See, for this to work, for all this stuff to work, it has to be sitting on that server. Right now we're using my server, right, localhost. But if this script was sitting in a remote server, it will give you the remote server ID plus the host name, right? But I know over here, I don't know for some, I don't think, let's see. I don't know for sure. Let's do remote hosts. Let's give it a shot. Let's save this. Oh, I already did it, didn't I? Yes, I did. Oh no. There you go. Doesn't give you. Huh. I'm gonna have to check for the spellings and stuff. When we do this, we'll probably see it there. And if not, then that means it doesn't have it on my local host, which happens to be the remote, because you're calling this, right? So if this was sitting, like I mentioned before, in a production server, then it's sitting in a production server. That will be the remote host. I hope you get that. We're going to try that. Let's put this so we don't see stupid errors. Alright, so we don't get that. So let's copy this and let's try using, what can we look for? Well, the remote host don't work. How about we do the remote port? Well, I'm thinking to myself, what if the remote host don't work? What makes you think you could? But I'm using 8080. It should show me. Yeah, why not? It's there, so it has to. Let's see. What should we say here? Port. Oh. I hope you guys like that classical music in the background. It's one of my favorite music. There you go. This is what this port right here is what the system gives you. It's like the port being used as a user's machine to communicate with the web server. So the actual machine, this machine here, my machine, not this program thing, but my actual computer, the operating system, right, which is Unix, right, based on that anyway, is a top, I don't know, OS 10. Well, it has to communicate with these things, right, with this information, with the config files and all that. So this is the actual, where is it? Did I miss it? This is the actual port that it uses. This is the port, where is it? This is the port for my web server, because everybody can use different ports, but this is one of the ports, and this ports is what the computer used to communicate with your stuff. Okay, how about if we do get let's return a I don't know, an absolute path for my current file. How about that? That would be good. Let's see. Let's copy this. I'm glad this worked. I knew it was going to work done in a way, because I already have 8080. And that means that it has to communicate, the computer itself has to communicate. Alright, let's see. Not because of 8080, but I know every computer has a port, and I know everything has a port. And you notice when you do installs, they always ask for some port, or some port that and you get error because you ask for port. Wait a minute, this port is being used. I don't know if you've seen that before. Well, this is that port. This system uses this port. That's my own port. You don't have one. Nobody has one. Just me. All right. So, what was I? Oh yeah, let's check out the script file name. How about that? That will be like the same as the self file name. All right. So this fetch the absolute path name. You know, the old, let's see, I'm going to show you. Returns the absolute. What was I saying? Oh man, my back. Path name. You know, for you to get this type of information, the script that you're running, it's not like you're running your script and I ran yours from your, this will give me the port of yours, but usually this stuff is sitting, like I told you, if it was in the production server, then you can see that stuff because this actual command is running in that production server. That's how you get to find out this information because it's actually running there. Same thing here, it's running in my web server, so you should see my stuff. Just to be clear. Let's see, let's save it. And there you go, the whole full path, the actual path. Basically, this name, you get it like just this part because I'm asking for the file safe, just that. But you want to find out what's that whole thing, where is it sitting? Normally you will see, you know, HTTP, blah, 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 slash, and whatever the name of the file. But in this particular, this is the absolute. This is what htdocs is what the web server uses. When you install a XAMPP, like this, XAMPP, what is that, 2? When you install XAMPP like that, then you use or MAMP, or what's the other one? MAMP, XAMPP, WAMP, that's for the Windows. If you use that stuff, it uses this directory. And everything you put in your stuff, it provides you with this directory, and every little script and HTML file goes in here. Which is what this is, see, HTML. See, this is the root, HTML. It creates this, and then you can create all this yourself. All right, so that's what that is. All right, let's fetch the value given to the server admin. I don't ever really use this much, but I'm going to give it a shot. Alright, what should I say? Returns let me see, the value given to the server admin. That's all. I'm just going to do it like that. Okay. Directive in the web. And what is it called? Server. Probably will work. Let's not here. Copy that. Okay, we saved it. Let's run it. And here it goes. I don't know why it gave me this, but this is your server admin I guess their own email address or whatever. We're going to see it when we run this. All right, let's go to the next one. The next one is just to let you know, right? This server admin that, because it fetches that value, that's actually the server admin for the Apache, directives that's in the web server, the configuration file for the Apache. That's where you change that information, okay? So if the script is running like on a virtual host, this will be like the value defined for that virtual host. But right now, it would be something, let's say if it was a virtual host sitting in convert to WordPress.com, it will be like, I don't know, let's say someone at convert to WordPress.com. It depends on me. It depends on when we get into the configuration file and you change it there. That's basically what that is, okay? But please don't play with the configuration file unless you know what you're doing, right? So if I wanted to, let's state names of a host server, like the port on the server machine, being used, let's see, by the web server for communication, when we're talking. So by default, like when you set up, it usually comes, you see, when you set up the actual XAMPP, the actual web server, what happens is it'll give you a port 80. Instead of being, where is it? This 8080 will actually be 80. I mean, I know I mentioned this port stuff before, but you can change that to 8080. I did that myself. That's why you see 8080. All right. So usually it's like 80, and if you use the SSL, like for instance, if you change this to whatever your default security HTTP port is, then you can use that. But I'm not using that. I'm using my 8080. Right now it's 8080. I could have done any number, to tell you the truth. All right, so the way to do this, it's by putting this. Did we do this already? It seems like I did this already. What should we do? What should we say here? Returns the port of your, which is so strange, server. A lot of things kind of does a lot. So many things do the same thing as other things, but it depends if you find it useful. What happened here? That's the most strangest thing ever. Did I hit something wrong? Oh, I must have hit this. Let me see. Okay, there it goes. Returns the 8080. So you could do it. I mean, I did it like this before on the other one. Where is it? Where are we? Oh, right here. And you can run the exclude. But if you don't want to use this to, if you don't want to go through all that, then you run this. And that will get you the port that you created. How about if we find like the signature, server signature? How about if we copy this, put it over here? Let's say returns the, let me see, server signature, server signature. Oh, this fetches like a string that contains like server version, the virtual host name, which are added to your server generated pages. That is if it's enabled. Let's see if it is. All right, returns the server version, and that's all I got to say. Should we change this to signature? So signature. to, let's copy this, and then just do this instead. All right. Let's see. It didn't do anything. It didn't give me the signature. So I don't have it set up for it. I will have to check. Because basically, it would have been something like aperture slash two, whatever the version number is, the actual OS that built that aperture thing. And then, of course, probably would give me some kind of port. Well, obviously it don't work, so well, we're gonna check when I do that other thing, see if it'll work. All right, so what should we do? How about the path translating? Oh, path underscore translated, like that. Now this fetch, maybe we should write this down. Returns the file system based path to the current script or program. You know, this is accomplished after the server has done any virtual to real mapping. It's just some different. So it works only when you do like a path info is defined inside the configuration file. But let's see what happens. Let's see. Hopefully I spell that right. All right, let's do this. Boom. Oh, basically, it does not like it. It don't like it. I don't know. I thought they. Oh, let's add this here. All right, doesn't like it, so we'll continue. What are you gonna do? We're gonna check all that when I run that thing. It's too bad. Something that webmasters work on those kind of things. You know, behind the scene of the your web server type things. Configuration file that needs to be fixed, changed. All right, so that didn't work. That only works if like the path info is defined. Wonder if we can use it. Did we use path info? Well, obviously, if this doesn't work, that means it won't work. Let's give it a shot. Let's do this. I mean, it's not going to work because if this didn't work, then what is it called? Then a default. Yep, didn't work, of course. Just thought I'd check it out. Obviously, right? Because if that don't work, of course that's not going to work. Okay, so I'm going to put here. Let's copy this just to have it. Returns the path info. All right, so we're going to copy that. Let's move this down a bit. All right. Well, obviously that didn't work, right? That's okay, man. You know, there's probably something else. Oh yeah, remember this? That we do the PHP underscore self gives you the name of it. This is another way of doing it too. I'm gonna say script underscore name. And what we're going to say here. Of your script right here. Excuse me. Messed that one up. We'll leave it like that. What's the script name? Probably so. There you go. Same thing as this one. So if I'm going to put it right next to each other right here. What the hell? Did you hear that? Huh. Huh. Just people downstairs. Alright. Should I put it? Yeah, there's a space there. And just to compare it. See? Alright, so let's do another one. Now, I wanted to say one thing too. Like, remember, every time you run a file, like this and this and this and this is all document, right? HTML. That's why they call it the DOM. You know, object, the what the hell, the data object. The DOM kind of explains that these are, you know, those are files, they are documents, and the DOM is what helps JavaScript. Remember when I say get element by ID? Remember you seen that before? Those with the word document in front of it, document dot get element. That's because it's working with the DOM. So if we could probably check out the document root. So we're gonna say here, and it probably won't even work to tell you the truth, but you never know. This returns like the DOM root, right? The directory under what I just mentioned, you know, from the current script that's executing it. So, you know, all this stuff, it could actually be, actually this stuff can be changed these are directives that can be changed in a config file. And I think we showed PHP at one point, and there's other config files. Maybe we'll do a video that will explain that, and I probably will, because that will give you so you could be well-rounded. I'll do that. So right now we'll just say, what is it? Document. I know it's a little confusing out right now, but let me see, document underscore. You know, I'm sitting in a chair that broke, and it went down. So when I look up on my screen, I gotta look at the bottom of my glasses, because I got the double vision thing, bifocals. Yeah, well, I told you I was an old guy, right? So who wants to teach you? All right, so what would you do? We're gonna return the current script, right? And hopefully this will work. Let's take this out. Well, you know something, we can even leave it. If there was a bad error, it'll give it to, no, so let's see what the error is first. Let's go here. Returns the returns the name of your script. Where is it? Oh, yeah, which is what that is. It's the actual script itself. Returns the name of your script. Why is there two of them here? This should be return the name of your doc. How about that? Okay, and here we go. That's the actual name. The full path right there. Gives you the full path. Oh. Which is crazy. That's the actual root, because this right here, see these directories that has files in them? See, oh wow, this one has a lot. So let's try something that's easy. That we create, okay, like here. This is a directory, right? You got all these files, and these files are actually sitting underneath that. So if I ask you, what is the parent path of this stuff, the document root, what would it be? It would be my upload. But what is the actual path or the parent or the document root for this guy or this guy or all these files? Where would it be? It would be sitting under here, DT docs. Remember I showed you that? So that's your document root, and this is what you get right here. DT docs. Under the server. That's where the server sits, under here. All right, so let's continue. Let's see, we got the document root, right? Okay. So how about we do the schema, like the scheme of the request, that, you know, to return like the actual scheme. Let me see if I spell it right. Well, saying it right, scheme like that. That's like the you know, the HTTP stuff. So if you wanted to return the actual scheme of your current request, right? When you do this and you hit enter, that's your current request, right? So your current request, then how about we just put that in here? I'm gonna say, what should we say here? Returns the actual scheme of your current request. Yeah, that sounds good. All right, guys. How you feeling? You guys are tired already? Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm tired too. But we're almost there, man. We got a couple of them, just a few of them, and then we're going to check out that the array, the whole thing. I had to take a sip of my coffee because it's been sitting there from the beginning of this video. So why don't we change that to, okay, what is it? Request, because it is a request, right? Underscore scheme. And that should give you, let's see, oh, I spelled that wrong. I know, you guys were screaming it out. I just couldn't hear it because the music was too loud. Nah, I'm just kidding. Okay, let's do this. There you go, HTTP. So instead of using, what was that dumb one that we was trying to do before? Which one was it? Do 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 baba do do do. Instead of using, where is it? Remember I used the oh, right here. Instead of doing this, right? Using this, right? Use this one, because matter of fact, I'm gonna put it next to each other. We'll do this, okay? We'll put the good one on top, and let's do the bad one. Since we already got 2 steps, we're gonna say, we're gonna add here. Oh, I'll tell you what. Echo, don't use this one. Don't use this one, and All right, we're gonna do that. We've got the space here, so we don't have to worry about, there's a problem. Let's take this one out, and then we'll run it. There you go. See? Don't use this one. No good. Obviously, it doesn't work here. I mean, you could write what I did here. Watch. Where is it? Oh yeah, you can do this, right? If it is equal to no, because that's what you're gonna get, then you can do it like this. I mean, it depends on what you're doing, what helps you. But if you kind of use this because you really want to know, like this right here, that is a better deal. Okay, it's a better. Did I say that? No. Let's do this. Let's get this out the way. Let's see. Don't use this one, but this is a better deal. Okay. So you can say, oh, if this equal to, I don't know, like this, let's do, if the scheme, if this equals to, what is it, HTTP, because that's what your screen is. Basically, that's what it's coming from your screen, right? This is coming from your computer, and you just put in your own string, so you want to compare it. You're going to say echo, yes, I am using an unsecure HTTP scheme. How about that? Sorry guys, it's just my throat. I'm looking up and it's killing me. Let's do, I'm going to be using this. So let's put it down here. Let's just get rid of this. That. Alright, let's see. There you go. Yes, I'm using an unsecure HTTP scheme. So you can kind of go like, alright, so there you go. See, you can use these kind of things. Yes, I am using. And if you say if it's not, let's say if it was S there, how about we do S and then we say like that. Then you can say, let's put a little space there. Let's copy that, put it in here. No. This is, oh, I should have said that. I say yes, I'm using a secure now. This is, if it's equal to this, you're gonna say, maybe I should have just said no. That would make more sense. Yes, I'm using a secure HTTPS scheme. So you do this, and here it goes. See, because you changed it to HTTP, you put, where is it? This. See how you can do things and check things out. All right, let's continue. So let me get myself. Oh man, you know that S, the HTTPS, that's the Secure Socket Layer, SSL. That's what you get when you set up your web server and know your pages in the different custom clients. You have to buy the SSL app, little thing that you install into your web server. We could talk about that another time. Now we could also do um, like in like remember how I was telling you before we could do the HTTP accept. What was it that we were doing before? We were accepting. We were checking out. What we were checking out before? We were doing the. I don't know. What was I doing? I mean, that was. Yeah, I forgot. Anyway, the point is that we can check now. Oh yeah, the translation. You remember? So what we want to do is we want to check the encoding, the accept. It was like well, I think it was this. I forgot. It's in here somewhere. It didn't work. Probably was this. No, that was the path. Oh, here we go. So right here, the child set, the character set. Well, you can do that for encoding, like to check the, what it does is it usually compares the algorithm comparison request header, all that HTTP client used to tell the server which encoding or encoding uses, what it supports. So when the server will respond in any of the supporting encoding formats, if you have it, I think maybe it'll show. So the server selects like the one that part of the proposal. It uses it and then it informs the client of his choice, and it gives you the header information, for encoding response um, the message. I'll tell you what. So I can be more clear. Let me see. How about we use this one? Let's go down here. Let's move this up here. I mean, we could say hoo-dee-dee-dee, hoo-dee-da, doo-doo-doo-ba-da. I don't know, we could say, I don't know, we could say the server selects, any one of proposal that informs the client of its choice. Did I spell that right? The choice of encoding. All right, so let's take this out. Let's put a little space here. Let's add, what is it called again? HTTP underscore accept encoding. Let's see. Let's give that a shot. All right. Yeah, there you go. It'll use this because we do use that. It's this thing. I don't know what that is. and of course your the stuff to unzip files, to form the client choice of encoding. That's crazy. I don't know too much about that part, but you know, it's a little difficult. Maybe when I learn a little bit more of it, I can give you. I'll give on one of my other videos. I've kind of mentioned a little bit of that. Okay, so let's do the request URI. Now, I think in this particular case, I don't think it works. So if I kind of did, I always had that kind of, what is it, request? Let's just do this real quick because I don't want to waste more time. And then we'll say something like, let me see. See, when you request a URL, that contains like the URL of the current page, right? That you would think. So it's the full path of the page, like the HTTPS / well, in this case, no S, localhost 8080, and then the name of the PHP file. But for some reason, that will contain that. Well, let's see. We don't know for sure if it'll work or not in this one, because I know it's something like this. I'm trying to remember what was it that I was having problems. Let's see. Let's give that one a shot. Maybe we should change this. What do you think? How about we do? All right. How about we say this? How about this? This what is it? Super. Oops. Contains the URI. Oh, you know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about the WordPress stuff. It uses, that's what it was, of the current page. We just do it like that. Yeah, let's see if it works. If it don't work, well, it don't work. Oh, there you go. It did work. Thank God. Da, 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 da. So it did work. Thank God. Because we was using the WordPress thing and it was using a URI situation. When you create themes and plugins, oh my God. I guess my timing wasn't that great because those people out there is actually doing it. Because I hope you guys can hear me. But don't worry about it. We're almost there, man. We're almost there. So if we could just run the, there was another one. Remember how we do this one? Was this one the problem? No, was it? Let's see. We did, oh yeah, we got this. So we can also check out like the language, right? Because the except, you know, this stuff is actually sitting in some headers. You know how you kind of, maybe if I had the mail utility or even here, let me see. You can put, like right here, see how you're saying the content will be a text and HTML? This is all sitting in the header. And the character said, right? So this is the same idea, where is it? The same idea with this one. So if you wanted to see what the headers, the language header, that tells you that the server, and the language that it's using, like to communicate with the client, that the client can understand. Let's see, what would be the best way to do it? Yeah, remember they always call them proposals. So they put these things, they set them up in config files. So it kind of helps with the negotiating of that proposal when the server selects one of the proposal for those languages. So right now we're using US, American, right? And then it places that content language header in the, it's a little complicated there. So in a few cases, like users can change the language manually, right? Otherwise, server detects the supported language that the browser's language that you're creating. So right now you're saying that we're going to be using the text, and it is American. You're telling it, right? You got to remember when you're also installing stuff like the browsers and stuff, and even the web server, it tells you. Even WordPress, it tells you what language you're going to be using. So that information sits in some kind of like in a header somewhere. I think that a friend of mine was telling me that they're called proposals when it's like a proposal. All right, so let's see if it works. Let's see if we can get this to work. So let's come here. Well, this one worked. That was pretty good. All right, let's copy that over here, and let's just say, ooh, how would I do this? It'll sound crazy. How about we do this? Oh man, I got a slight headache. I can't believe it. That noise out there. The HTTP X. It's not only one. Yes, it except. Let's put a language header. Tells the server about all the languages. Oh my God! Language. That was my lower back. It gave me a little BP. I think it's time to see a doctor. Language. Do 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 do. Languages that the client can understand. That would be good. Understand. Okay. We'll just do it like that. And we're going to call it beat 'em up, and the HTTP. I should have wrote that from or whatever. That's okay. HTTP underscore accept. That's just to see the actual header, right? User language. I gotta eat something too, man. Let me see. There you go. Just like, see, and then US. It's all set up. And of course, when you do this, make sure you put it in. Where are we? Well, it's not here, but you can. I think in this particular one, let's see. Let's open that one. Uh-oh. I'm completely... I just want to see, guys. I'm going to go a little quick. Where's the HTML part of this? How do we do, and then we'll say, there we go. Oh no, I just thought I had it set up here. I guess not. It was another file that I had all this stuff set up. Well, if I find it one of these days, we'll talk about. We're going to talk about HTML anyway. We're going to break it down. We're going to give you all the meta tags and all the things you could do under the head. Okay, all this stuff, so you can understand like how to provide different images, stuff that the Google wants for you to use. You know what I mean? So it makes it more like favorable for you to be like on the first page. you know, second page, first page. Because your goal is to make your website as good as possible. Follow the rules so that way it can be, when you search, that you end up on the first page. All right, so let's go to this one. What were we doing here? This is it right here. This gave me that. Oh, wait a minute. It was here. I gave it to you right here. See, HTML. All right, man. So let's do. Oh yeah, let's do. Did we do document? Let me see. Did we do document? Yeah, this one. That one was the one that was yeah. That was the root. That's good. Let's try one that's called. Let's do this. Save that. We already did the language, which is kind of cool, right? What I want to do, let's first talk about cookies, because I want to show you something about the cookies. All right. Cookies are like something that, let me see, it's like little snippets that sits inside the browser. It's like, you know how you put a username and password. Hopefully you don't do this, but you say username and password and it comes up and says you want to save this. You could do it because it's asking you, but you can make cookie do this for you. It'll set it up for you. So I'm gonna try, let me see, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna try something. Let's create a cookie, right? Let's say, we'll say cookie, let's say underscore name, like that. How about that? And we're gonna, come on, and we're gonna say, we're gonna call it, see, the thing is, when you create a cookie, it's actually like this. Let me write it down here. It's set cookie, like that, right? Then you got your parentheses, and this will set your cookie, right? So you can either put in the name here, like you could say, like full name, then you go like this, and then you go, and right here you put the value of that first name. You could do that, or you can put it over here. You could say full name, right? Like that. And let's do the value of that cookie. So let's say underscore value. I will do that instead. Like that. And then we'll say, what would be the value? Let's say Dale. Like that. That's it. That should do it. Right? So then when you go into the, let's bring this back up there. We're going to take this instead. I'm going to put that variable. I'm going to add it. It's going to be right here. And then you're going to take this variable, which is the value. What this is going to do is going to take this value and associate it with this name. It'll be like an array. That's exactly what it'll be. So, but we could also give it like, do you want it there forever, or do you want it to expire a certain time, or do you want 24 hours? You know what I mean? Like after the 24 hours it expires, or do you want to keep it for 30 days? How about we just do that? We'll say, the way to do it is you say comma. Now you know we have a function called time. I think we played with that, or it's coming up, or, and then we're going to say plus, right? And we want to add, what we want to do is we're going to do this, comma, and of course you want this, right? Because, did I put, no, we don't need that. And over here, I would like to say, should I put it up here, man? Let's see. Okay, I'll tell you what, let's put it as a comment over here, and we're going to say that 86400 equals to 1 day. Okay? So we're going to put it right inside here. We're going to say that 86400. You remember that name? I mean that number 86400. It's the seconds in one day. And you want to times that by 30. So basically you say, I want you to create this cookie with this value, and I want you to keep it for 30 days. And after the 30 days, you can expire. Okay? So, you know, there is a command. Instead of doing this set cookie, there's a let's run this first, because there's a command, right? Maybe I should just make this into like this. Look, right? HTTP underscore cookie, right? Like that. That creates the cookie, right? But you shouldn't use it because it's not really documented. You know what I mean? I mean, you could. I haven't. Listen, it's been a long time I've used it. I don't use cookies, period, in Java, in my stuff, because I use something called sessions. That stuff works great in the server side. It's the stuff that's in the server side. It does the work of cookies, but better. But on the server side, cookies good. You set it up, and then throughout your script, if you need to use some kind of value that's inside that cookie, then you can do it. And the way to call that cookie, so we're not going to do it like this. We're going to call the cookie the way we would do it. So how about we do this? Look, we say hello. Let's put a space here. And then we're going to say $_ cookie. That's kind of how you get the name for it. And then you're going to put here, remember what we called it? What the hell did we call it? Full name. Right here, look. Full name. So you're going to say full. And what's the name of it? Name. So you're going to call full name. So should we put a little space thing there, back there? Yeah, let's do this. We'll do like this. And yeah, first, before we do this, because I might get an error, because I usually do get errors. But I do get to fix them with you guys, man. You know, you guys are sitting right next to me. We're looking at the screen. We're having discussions. And you be helping. So there you go. All right, let's just bring that up because don't like that space. So I'm going to see. We're going to do this. We're going to check this out. We're creating a cookie. Hopefully it works. Boom. 215. Oh, I forgot to put my information in here. See what I mean? I tell you, man, if I don't put my info, no, actually I don't need that, because wait a minute, I put this in the wrong place. You guys didn't tell me this. It's supposed to be right here, because you want this times this plus to this time. So right now it's 232. Oh my God, I gotta get something to eat. 233. Then you add the 24 hours plus times that by 30. That means in 30 days this will expire. I bet you that'll work now. Yeah, yes it did. There you go. Hello, unnoticed file name in 219. Why? Yeah, that's how you call it. Why would I get an error? It doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's see. We do $7 cookie. The name of the file name. That would be the, you know something? There's a way of checking for. Oh, this will give me. This will. Wait a minute. Give me a second for a second, guys. Let's think about this 1 second. Oh, wait a minute. This is interesting. Because even though we are doing that, that should have gave me the cookie name. I will have to look more into this, but let's try this, by the way. Now that we're doing this, let's try this. We got the DRs. Let's add this. Let's put that underneath. Booyah. I know it's red. And we're going to try the server, and we're going to do the HTTP underscore cookie. It popped up, so that means it's good, spelled right. How about we put this? Man, I must be spelling this wrong. Oh, I know why. This is the value, and I put the same name. That probably was the thing that should not happen, even though, because if we're looking at full name. So how about we do this? Did I write it? Yeah, let's play it. There it goes. Although we did still get this stupid name right here, 219. Well, it's not the same. There you go. Cookie. This gave me the actual cookie that I created. Look, I said there. Oh my God. That's because I messed up the first time. Because I choose this last one. How about we change it? We're going to call it name. It might have a name out there. So how about we do 2? We say Dale 2, like that. This way we could get, then where are we? First name, last name, like that. And that way we'll get, there we go, see? Full name and Dale. This is so strange, it's backed up. This thing is completely backed up. Huh. Because right now I'm using 2. Oh. That should have been, where are we? Dale. See, it worked. How about we put 2 here? Because there it goes. Hello Dale 2. See? Sorry guys, it took me a minute there. And of course this is it. The 2 and 2, the 2. It gave you everything because of this command. So if I put like right here, so that way you know that it's that. It gives it to you. Look. So what you do is put it in. How about if we do a var dump on it? Let's do this. And what we do is we take this right and put it right in there. Just would like to see what. It's a string. Huh. So what we're gonna do is we'll put in this one, and we'll put it. That's just to get it out the way, like that. Okay, here it goes. It's a string and it gave it to me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 41 characters. Huh. 41 characters. It's crazy. This is just because of this right here. 41 characters. So if I kind of, what happens if you do this? Okay. Because basically that's what it does. It treats it as a string. And you know you can do, where did it go? There it goes, the same thing. BB, why don't you just put a space here, man? Echo. Okay, let's see. Let's give it a shot. Give it a shot in shorts. There you go. Gives you the same thing. Although that, where the hell did that H came from? That's probably something that was set up before. All right. So there you have it. I mean, so if you wanted to see what the whole thing cookie is, you can do this. It's pretty good. How about if we put, should we make, oh no, we already, how about we do these, I think we have, where's the rest of this? Oh, here it goes. Oh, this is what I'm talking, this is what it was. That's what that TH was, see? Where are we? This TH right there. It's because of this. All right, so what we want to do now is, there's a variable, let me put it in. Let's put it in there, man. It's called context underscore document underscore root. Now this variable, right, tells you how the Apache uses an alias directive to translate the URL path of your file system path. So the file system path will end up like pointing to the file to be served or a CGI script to run. I mean, I think there's somebody down. So I don't know, we should say that this variable, I could have sworn I heard I don't know how Apache, you know, Apache's the web server, used to and use an alias directive to translate the URL. Sure, right? Man, bear with me, guys. We're almost there, man. URL. All right, so let's give it a shot. And we should put a space here. What do you think? I just need one space. How about this? It doesn't make a difference anyway. That's just for me. There you go. It gave me a translation of this is my path. So strange. I mean, I guess if it was set up, then it would give you that. But I don't know. It's just I don't use those things. Hey, I gotta mention that unique name. That well, there is other ones that we can do. What should we do? You know, there is. I remember how we used the nouns, how we could create unique IDs for files, and you use the nouns. Remember that nouns is the stuff for like password encryption and all that stuff. You know, like that. Let me write it down over here, so that way. How about we say unique underscore ID is a nouns. Did I spell that right? Nouns that is just a random. Remember I showed you how to use random, the number string, random string that's generated generated on the server. Would that be good? Yeah, why not? Okay, let's get this info right here. That should be good. That should do the work. Hopefully I get some kind of stupid numbers. Like the nonce. Let's see. Unique. Because you can create your own unique ID and then put it as part of the nonce. And this one will create this for you. Excuse me. Well, let's give it a shot. Let's put this over here. And of course, we're going to say duh. That's it. Who cares about this? I don't know. What's your... No, we'll do that in a second. How about we check it out right now? Let's see. Oh, there we go. See? Creating nonce. And this is the stuff you can actually send it into. Yeah, believe it or not, into the browser. You could just use that. Problem is that when you're going to use that to compare, like to verify, it will be hard because you would know it will always be different. But unless this was set up in the computer and it's always the same thing. Okay, and this thing, you can set up your this kind of stuff in your dot. There's a file called .htaccess, which is actually hidden from us. But you can create this file just like that. It's the name of the file with the dot in front of it. And when you go check it out over here, you don't see it. It's like, where is it? Where's that file? How come I don't see that file? Although in this particular case, oh, this one has an underscore. You can't see these files when you do the directory. Like when you want to check out the directories, you can't see it. You have to go into the setup inside your what is that? Your preference and tell the system that you want this file shown. Like so when you do a dir, which is directory or ls, that you see it that is there, and then you can open it up on your editor. Anyway, so what happens is you can do that, and that file you can use to set caching, deflate. That's what we saw, remember before, which I don't know too much about that, but remember the accept encoding headers? You can do that too. That's why you set all this stuff up. You can do it in there and other stuff, and it looks something like this. Like you could create inside that particular file. Let me put that back. That particular file could have stuff like modules. It'll look something like this. If module, and then you say, remember the mod that we saw earlier, mod headers, like that. And then it's written in C, so of course you're going to see C. And then you're going to close it up. How you close that up? I think you use this right here. And then you go like this. And then right here, you put this slash. And of course, this. This is how you, this is how you begin and this is the ending. And then within in here, you could set up different things. I mean, I could, let's see, we do files, match. And then you can see, oh, this and dot, and then HTML or I don't know, maybe XML, or you can put PHP. I mean, there's different things that you could do. And then, of course, you close it up with this. It's like a pattern. And then you got all the stuff that goes with it. It has to do with that particular file. But then that you want those files that you're going to create with some unique ID. It goes more than that, but it's a lot complicated. I do use it like for things like I don't want this file to be shown, period. I know that one. Or in protection too, stuff about sanitizing stuff. I do that. So anyway, the point is it's that's in, you can do a course just on that. Let's put it that way. But I want to keep going, right? Because we're almost there. What I want to do is I want to check for a HTTP underscore cache. Remember how you got the cache? You can control your cache. I don't think this is going to work, to tell you the truth. But you can control your cache. You go to the setup in your over here, and you can delete when you go to the browser, and then you go to the setup. Where is the browser? And it says, where is it? Where is the thing that I need to use to open it? I think it's here. And you say you want to clear the browsing data. It'll open up a page like this for you. See? And say, look at it. You want to clear this. You want to clear the cookies. You want to do this, and then you do clear data. That's because it wants to clear the cache of this. Because as you know how you normally, like, I'm going to explain something too. There's a thing called proxy server. You got your server, right? This, how about we do this? Look, and this is your web server, like this. This web server will talk to a proxy server. And then this proxy server will talk to your internet. Oops. Into the internet, right? Into the wild, so they say. And then from there, and then it goes into internet. This could be. How about we do this? And then we'll say apple.com. How about we do convert wordpress.com. How about we do, what's another one? Give me one. What else do we have that's out there besides Apple? IBM.com, right? So what happens is your web server, now you on the browser, right? This is the browser right here, browser, will talk to the server, to this guy. The browser, you ask for the request, goes to the server goes to the proxy server, the proxy server says, okay, let's go to the internet, let's get in here and get this information, and it comes back. But this is the best way to do it, to have a proxy server in between. I remember installing this at the company at one time ago. Because before you didn't need this. Before it was more like this, go straight to that. But this gives you added protection. On top of that, if you call apple.com like 100 times a day, the actual resources it takes. So what happens is when you do that, it's going to keep going out there. It really takes time. Time is money. So what happens is if this proxy server notices it, that you reach apple.com so many times, it'll make sure that here, I'll tell you about like this, apple.com is set up in here. So when you go visit apple.com, it's going to go this way. It's going to go to the browser. The browser is going to visit the proxy. So I have it here. I have a copy, and it'll get it from this copy here instead of going out. That's what the proxy server does. I wonder if you want me to keep this here. How about if I keep this here for you? Like that. Right? So it does that. Because, so they, that's the cache too on top of that, because this browser has a cache. So if you do that, it visits the cache in here. Get it? It goes in here first before going out to the proxy server. or going out to the internet. It goes here. That's why you have to have all these things in place, you know. Anyway, so how about if we, you know, see if we can, I don't know, run the, oh, by the way, this cache directives that's in your config files and stuff is case sensitive. So the lowercase is always recommended if you're going to set it up, all right, man? So what happens is this holds your, so how about if we can do, there's a directive called max age equal 1, so that response directive that's indicated in that, I'm going to show you that in another time, right? But it gives it to you in nanoseconds. You can actually create this type of thing. Where is it? Where would I put it? Like right here. I'm going to put it over here, right, guys? So we're going to do this. We're going to say, let's take this one, because this one has that. So I don't have to retype certain things. Let's put it over here. So if you did this, right, and you told them, I want to have a cache control, like this. And then, of course, you got your content, and it tells you, oh, I don't want to cache this. Get it? I don't want to cache this. Meaning that when you run this, please don't put it in a cache. Don't put it behind the scene of your browser so you can visit, because I want it so that way when I do run this, that it's always going to go out to the proxy or straight out to the internet and give me the fresh copy. I want a fresh copy. That's basically what it's saying. Don't cache this. I want a fresh. Do not store it either. Don't store it. How about we do it? How do we do that? We say no store this, which is okay. You mean you could do that, and then you might say must reevaluate. Like it would be something like must revalue. How the hell you spell that? Value date. That's it. And then you could say put two, and then you could say, hey, the max age of it is 0. That's another way. How about if we put a comma? Then you're going to say your max age is 0. I mean, that's just a way of doing things. I mean, you don't have to have all this crap. All the stuff that you have here, you don't need that. It's like this, kind of like this. You know what I mean? It's in a way, it's kind of, it depends on what you're doing. You know, by the way, this number here, if you pull, let's say like 10 or whatever, that's like 10 nanoseconds. But if you do it like this, that means it doesn't cache your stuff and all that. You don't want it. You can also put that pragma content no cache, and you can put the expire like this. I'll tell you what. Why don't we? HTTP and just say expires like this, right? And oops, and then the content would, the context would be, content, I'm sorry, the content would be 0. That's it. And then you close it up like that. See? All that stuff helps. It pulls the, that's like putting cache instruction into the meta tag. They say that it's not really a good idea because although the browser may read them, they say the proxy server, this thing here, where are we? This part right here, the proxy server won't be able to read it. So that's why they say don't do it, because if you have a proxy, usually all companies have them, so don't do that. You know what I mean? But I don't know. A lot of times I kind of put it in the background, and it has it worked? I don't know, because I don't have a proxy server, but my production GoDaddy and all that, they do have them. Anyway, so that's the story with that. Now that let's display that thing. Remember we talked about it because we reached the end. I wanted to do, where is it? Did we make that disappear? Oh, here it goes. Right here. How about if we put this here? I can keep that there. How about if we do this? Let's say echo so we can read it better. And then we'll go like this. And then we'll run that. Then we'll, of course, echo that closing tag. Like this. Don't worry, guys, this is the end. We reached the end. Let's run it. Boom. See, there you go. All this information that we're doing here, separately, it's all here. And you can pull out the, oh look, here it goes, the unique ID, the part of the unique ID for the system. Look, the local host, which is 8080. Keep alive, meaning don't really know what that is. This is your max control, and then you've got all these. Look at the user's agent, but normally that's what you do when you want to check things. Look, the accepts the encoding. I have to find out about the deflate thing here. Then this is the accept the language, you know, it's US, right? Then of course, remember the cookie that I created, Dale, look, for Dale, for to Dale, right? Then you have, oh, the path that gave me this path here, which other should have gave me this. Did I do a full path thing? Just the word path, did I? Oh no, I did not. Let's give it a shot. Before we do this, let's give it a shot. To control your cache. How about we do this? Let's give this a shot. Let's say path right here. Sure did. Give it to me right here. How did I miss that? It's because you didn't remember, man. Maybe we should have taken a look at this before I started the video. All right, so we got the server name. We said that. Remember the port, the address. Hey, what was the thing that we were having problem with? This one, HTTP. Let's see. No, obviously this doesn't have it. Okay. Which is why it didn't work. All right. That's good enough. Let's try one more thing. Let's go look up. Oh, how about this one? HTTP accept char set. HTTP, only this one. That's why I was able to see this one. The accept giving me, did I do the accept? That's a good way. Oh, look, you got the coding, the language. That's it. That's what happened. It's not there, which is why it didn't work. And then, of course, oh, that's it, basically. All right. And the path, did it give me the path? Sure did. Well, guys, this is all here. We reached the end. If you like this video and you learned something and we were having a discussion and, of course, debugging some bugs, and you did learn from me, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and until next time, a good night.